Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Più o meno.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist? It's so...
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms?
Non lo
It was
sappiamo
only
cosa ci
after
fa
I grew
questo
up
muro
that I
enorme.
realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate, even though the academia knows very well that we're humans.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Thea.
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all. Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those...
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know.
Ok. Andiamo alla taverna.
Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean, you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence.
Zaki. Finally, a friendly face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they?
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the...
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. No, we're...
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time.
Hey, keep it down.
Problemi di soldi.
Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If they're...
Yes, how consistent.
Ok, andiamo da Delavar. Come complicarsi la vita, raga, io sono una maga in questo. Ok, una baracchetta praticamente.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is the place.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Non bene.
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild stab in the dark.
Ecco, una trappola. Grazie, Zaki.
It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've...
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. I knew leaving Cyno behind was a mistake!
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you?
So you and Delavar have been partners...
But you got one thing right.
Aspettiamo
We're
un
all
attimo,
looking
senza
forward to an
voce.
uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Edgar, you're here too, huh?
Li dobbiamo
Long
sconfiggere.
time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of King Deshret despise them.
Ma non
Dia.
siamo traditori.
I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is greater
Perché
than
deve
the
essere una
Dendro
lotta tra
Archive.
il Re Deshret e
Little did I know, you don't deserve to join
l'arco di
us.
Dendro?
Yeah. Gee, what a...
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of...
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me.
Enough talking! Get him!
Lo sapevo, raga. Vai. Dai, sono pronta. Su.
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Tranquilla. Ci pensiamo noi.
Just following orders.
No, my sword! Rain cutter!
Check this out!
Vieni di qua, vieni di qua. Vai. Vai Aleida. Uno. Scusa il secondo.
Fire it up!
E il terzo. Easy.
Impossible! How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing, even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Main is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
You lied in the village because...
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic. Okay, that should be...
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in...
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were...
Oh, but instead of catching them right away...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The
Bandido.
wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed... Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So
What about Zach?
Poveri noi.
he's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you...
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making...
Wow, what a genius!
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora.
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Appunto.
Do you dislike
Non ha
the
ricevuto
Dendro
nessuna
Archon
commissione
like
per
the
aiutarci,
other
quindi non mi
desert
sembra
folk?
così attaccata al denaro.
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind, but I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler.
Esatto, andiamo. Perfetto.
This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
Bellissima che c'ha gli occhi di colore diverso, raga.
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, traveler.
Ok, va bene.
As for these idiots, let's...
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry.
Yes, ma'am. Please, don't beat it.
Well, looks like Cyno taught her well.
Ora è
You
spaventosa
fear
quanto
death
lui.
yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lot. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community.
Loro li definiscono
And
pazzi,
some
invece
even
per
count
loro
them as
sono
family.
parte della
You come
famiglia.
here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than
Mercy! Please have mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there's one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of King Deshret will only result in war, and war serves no one. The people of Aru village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have.
We understand. We're sorry! I'll tell you everything I know, please.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars would make the perfect
E chi è mo
sacrifice.
questo?
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. You gotta
ma quale
believe me,
uomo, però?
please. I'm telling the truth.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to... that guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face.
Oddio, sembra coso, raga.
I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery... Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. It strikes me now that this secretive character...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick... They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia.
Ecco perché volevano i custodi.
Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isaka's still waiting for news.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
Ciao bello.
Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Woo!
Alla
Where did
Itam.
you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
Che bello.
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly sitting here musing
Dove
to
sei
yourself?
stato? Manco fossi la moglie, raga. Dove sei stato? Con chi sei stato?
Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname!
Non mi viene in mente niente.
Nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. Makes it...
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of...
Ovvio.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more.
Vuoi venire pure tu?
Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All Hatham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my... Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had...
Tipo?
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word?
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without
Parlare
good
di nuovo
reason.
con qualcuno potrebbe
That's
farci
why
scoprire
you believe
qualcosa
there
di
was
nuovo.
no further information to be found in this village. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing, the reason being, to someone who only wants...
E infatti lei ce l'aveva già detto quando l'abbiamo intervistata, esatto.
Those fierce eyes.
Interrogata.
You look
insomma.
like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Cyno's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the I mean...
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village.
If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to
Non
herself.
vuole attirare
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
Ok.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.